I always love 50-50 issues. I think the story of Karen Ballsnatcher is a 50-50 issue. I just got into a big argument with Mark Davis. Right before I start this hour, I do a hit on Mark's local show in Dallas, which we often play on air, and we always post it at MikeOnline.com. We call it the M&M Experience, and it's just been a tradition for years. I visit with Mark, who is the legendary morning host in Dallas-Fort Worth on 660 AM The Answer. I visit with him every morning at 7:35 Dallas time, and we take about 10 or 15 minutes and we break down headlines and issues and topics and stories, and we just have a great time. And it's become a real popular feature in that market. People love the M&M Experience. And once in a while, he and I disagree. And boy, do we disagree about Karen Ballsnatcher. I know we got a lot of breaking news. We're going to talk about the North Carolina stabbing death of Irina Zarutska. We're going to talk about new poll numbers out of New York for Zohran Mamdani, showing that he is the runaway favorite to win the mayoral race in New York City. Imagine that, an actual communist becoming the next mayor of New York City. We'll talk about all of that. But we didn't spend a ton of time on the Phillies Karen case. This is the lady that marched over to the dad and demanded the return of the baseball that he retrieved, a home run ball that he gave to his son. She comes over, grabs him by the shoulder. He's startled. They go back and forth. She's arguing. She's furious, and she winds up getting the ball. And Mark Davis, a few minutes ago, cited Greg Gutfeld, who gave the dad all the credit in the world for de-escalating the situation, realizing you're in a no-win, you got a crazed Karen in your face. He just said, okay, take the ball, go away. And it worked out great because the kid was showered with love and gifts from the Philadelphia Phillies. He met with one of the players. She's got to be the most hated woman in America right now, and it all worked out fine. But Mark thought that the dad failed in giving back the ball, that it was a terrible lesson, that he shouldn't have returned it, that he should have firmly but politely stood his ground. Greg Gutfeld said no, he did the right thing. He de-escalated. You're in a no-win when you're standing there going toe-to-toe with some crazed lunatic. It happened to me driving into work this morning. Some lunatic woman in a Hyundai just about ran me off the road, cut in front of me, scared the heck out of me. I slammed on the brakes. I honked at her. She gave me the middle finger. I mean, it's amazing how people in road rage turn everything around like you're the one to blame when they're the ones that made the mistake. But, you know, that's a Karen driving a Hyundai. Surprised it wasn't a Subaru. That's the kind of woman that the Karen Ballsnatcher is. And incidentally, isn't it wild that she hasn't yet been identified? How can that be? You know there are plenty of people who know who she is. That video has been viewed hundreds of millions of times. There are friends, family, co-workers, neighbors of her who know exactly who she is. To this minute, we don't know who she is. Now, again, Mark and I disagreed on that part of it. Mark doesn't want to know. He thought, that's a good thing. I thought, why? No, let her be shamed. Let the world know who she is. Mark was uncomfortable with that. So he and I disagreed on every aspect of this story. Do we have the Gutfeld cut? I don't think we do. I don't think we have. We'll try to grab that and play it for you so you can hear what Greg said. But and how Mark reacted to it. Because Mark said, no, Greg was 1,000% wrong. That's a terrible lesson for his son. The lesson is you let the bullies win. She didn't win. She might have gotten the baseball. It was just a baseball. What's he supposed to do? Punch her? What are you going to do, get physical with some lunatic Karen? With Karen Ballsnatcher? No. Give her back the ball. Give her the ball. Go away. And the kid comes out way ahead. He got a bat, a signed bat. He met with the player. They gave him a goodie basket. They loved him. The whole country loves him and the dad, and they hate Karen Ballsnatcher. I'm really shocked at Mark's position. But as we talked about it, I got flooded with text messages on the MyPillow text line at 800-655-MIKE, and it was about 50-50. 50% of the texters agreed with Mark. 50% of the texters agreed with me. So let's find out. Let's go. 800-655-MIKE. Welcome aboard. It's Tuesday, September 9th, 2025. Here in the Relief Factor studios, one number does it all for you. Call or text 800-655-6453. Do you think the man did something wrong by giving back the ball? Or do you think that perhaps he de-escalated and handled it perfectly? I think the guy did a great job and did what all of us should have probably done in a similar situation. Here's Greg Gutfeld last night on The Five talking about Karen Ballsnatcher, and Mark Davis, my dear friend in Dallas, thinks that Greg is 100,000% incorrect, wrong in his assessment of that unfortunate situation.
The father acts so strange. It's like he saw a spider in the shower. When she comes over, he goes, "Ooh." But anyway, I want to take a different tact on this. This is a great example that we that we need to see more of, and that's de-escalation. Yep. You know, he did the math in his head. Yep. We see so many videos online of people fighting at airline counters and traffic stops and restaurants. I watch hundreds of them a day because I can't get enough of them. It's nice to see, this de-escalation, a combination of self-control and composure. We're missing this in a culture right now. It could be that COVID cost us years of self-assurance, so people don't know how to act with inner strength. Social media rewards outbursts, and instead of that, at least that, but this is popular because of the ball and everything. So I think, it's nice to see like a de-escalation.
Yep.
He's right. He's absolutely right. And somehow Mark thought that was the 1,000% wrong position, that the man should have stood up to Karen Ballsnatcher, should have told her, you're not gonna take this ball from my son. And again, remember the happy ending here. All the things that the kid got as a result of the story going so viral. It was a pretty wild story. And you know what's wild? The wildest part to me? How nobody has identified her yet. Everybody, when somebody goes viral like this, the person that's the so-called bad guy in the video, the viral video, always gets identified in 2025 America. You always learn who the person is, what they do for a living. They usually get fired or they get in trouble. And look, that's another conversation worth debate. What should happen to her? Should she lose her job because she acted like a jerk at the Phillies game? No, probably not. On the other hand, companies don't want to have somebody like her maybe working for them, and maybe there ought to be some accountability for her bad actions. But to me, it's just astounding that nobody's come forward yet to identify her. There were two women that were incorrectly identified as being Karen at the Phillies game. And they were both wrong. They weren't the right women. Now that's got to be terrifying to have everybody start blowing up your email and your phone and everything with thinking you're the person that you're not. But as I understand it, to this day, she has not been identified. How can that possibly be? There are people that know who she is. And yet everybody apparently is protecting her. Maybe she's really popular. Maybe she's got a bunch of close-knit friends who are, circling the wagons and are very loyal to her. Why do you suppose it is that we've yet to find out her real identity? Her face was plastered over TV screens all over America. I don't know. It's quite the story, and I don't think it's finished yet.
For full shows, live and on demand, it's Salem News Channel.